Well, welcome to Simon, and here I am at Hof van Coolhem. Not quite sure I pronounced that correctly, but it's very cool here. Actually, it's quite pleasant weather-wise. I shall flip you over, and you can see. Come on, there we go. See, look at that blue sky. A few fluffy white clouds, some sunshine, and a rather muddy pond. But looking back here we are. This building, I've just had my lunch there earlier, and now an ice cream and a cup of tea. This is all that remains, that and the building next to it, of a 15th century farm and abbey that received the name of the Hof, the garden of Coolhem. This is an area it's about 25 minutes from me by car, and I never knew it existed. I've been here for nearly 30 years. It's very pleasant. We're just going to go into the herb garden, very civilized. They built a herb garden here because where this herb garden is standing was where a bunch of monks, the Cistercian monks, around about 300-400 years ago, built their abbey, or built a small abbey, and apparently the hedges around the outside demarcate where the walls once stood. So the hedges of the herb garden, and between the hedges is sort of the space between the walls of the building. But I can't really see your comments. Hello, Peppo, I think you were there. But I can't really see much on my screen because the sun is shining on it. That's all I can see. But here we are, herbs of all varieties, planted in what was formerly the abbey, which stood until about 1827, but it was then fairly dilapidated, so the person that owned this place knocked it down and sold it for building materials. There are, at the corners of the hedges, they sort of, when this place was given over to the local community, or the local sort of parish, they rebuilt these little bits of wall just to sort of show where the corners of the building were once stood. But this place, this area, typical, anywhere in Europe really. Iron Age origins, 7th to 8th century, and possibly even before that, bits and bobs being dug up, but it really didn't sort of come into its own as a sort of place owned by posh people with lots of money and violent supporters until about the 12th century. Right, there's comments here. Right, I'll have to go and duck down into a dark area to read your comments. Have some bergamot. Bergamot is it? I had Earl Grey the other day, nice pot of Earl Grey in a nice tea room called Alice in Ghent. And bergamot is what they flavour Earl Grey tea with. So there you go. Learn something new every day, don't you? Right, let's just go out of the gate. Okay, and I'll just sort of go into a darkish bit because there appears to be quite a lot of comments. I think that's who's there? Adalabate. Hello, Adalabate. I can recognise your icon. I can't read that. Right, hang on. Right, I'll tell you what. You will have a look at the pond. I'll put you down and I'll read the comments. There you go. Right, you just look at the pond while I read your comments. Hang on. Oh, it's Alas. Alas is there. Hello. Do I worry about diabetes? You're talking to a man who like drinks like a bottle of wine, 4 bottles of beer, and has jam sandwiches every day. I don't know, not really. I'm really sure the monks are dead. Yeah, pretty much. They sort of got kicked off in the French Revolution sort of period, and he sort of got taken over by non-monkey type people. Monkey type people. I love a good pond. Do you really? You used to use antiperspirant that smelled like Earl Grey. Lovely. Okay. Is that pond golden? No, it's disgusting. It's kind of like almost stagnant looking. There is a little pond beyond the herb garden that has frogs. Supposedly had frogs in it, and I did see I nearly trod on a frog while I was walking around the woods here, and I tried to take a picture of it. So you might see on Instagram a sort of like I'll draw an arrow on it pointing to where the frog is supposed to be, because you can't really see it because it's so tiny. But anyway, let's have a go in the woods, and we'll go back to the herb garden and the nice like restauranty place. So off we go into the woods. It's one of those live streams again where I go off into the woods. I've not checked the signal actually, so could disappear. You have a sweet tooth. Yes, alas. I had. Well, they call it over there. They call it Biscoff. You know, Biscoff. That stuff you spread on your bread. It's basically cookie dough, like continental cookie dough that you spread on bread. Well, you know, and you can have it in. You can have cocktails made with Biscoff as well. But I had a Biscoff ice cream. It was very nice, and sweetened spray-on cream on top of it. Do I want cream? Asked the lady. And I said, oh yes please. But like Belgian cream is like it's sweetened, so it's not quite the same. It's all right, but here, have some trees. This is the sort of the public part of the wood. Later there's a bit that's closed off and the public isn't allowed to go in, and just the animals are allowed to sort of like have parties there and just do their own thing. No humans allowed. It's protected by some kind. It's like an important European cultural wood thing for party animals who you know cannot be interfered with by people. It was well, it was Biscoff. No, not the crunchy Biscoff. I mean, basically, what you know, Pepper will tell you. Pepper, explain to them what speculoos is. It's like a sort of like a vaguely spice-based biscuit. It's kind of like very mild. It's not like a ginger biscuit. It's like the Belgian and Dutch version of like a hobnob, something like that. The Biscoff ice cream was yummy, yes. I also had Biscoff tiramisu the other week when I was doing my thing from the Gravestein. That was in my bag. That was waiting for me to eat it. So we will not be going into any underground cellars on this live stream and cutting off 10 minutes of the show, talking to nobody, thinking that I was live streaming. Well, I could be talking to nobody, thinking I'm live streaming if we go deeper into the woods, which we have sometimes done before, gone deeper into the woods and you've lost me and I've had to come back. You would think every stream would be a brewery stream. Yeah, yes. No, I've only been to that distillery once. The sort of like the local distillery. I'm having to do this. I'm having to look at your comments. Go that way. I think that way is the main road over there. That road leads to my ex-parents-in-law's place. So we'll not go there. We'll go here instead. Do they do chocolate Rice Krispie cake? I don't know. They don't know. I know they don't do chocolate cornflake cakes as well. Mainly because they don't like They don't really know about Lyle's golden syrup, which you pour into your melted chocolate. So this is advice for you. Get a bunch of cornflakes. Any old cornflakes will do. Get some cupcake holders, little paper ones. Right, melt some dark chocolate, Au Bain Marie style, in a bowl. Put in a good dollop of inverted sugar syrup, otherwise known as Tate & Lyle's golden syrup. Mix that well, then pour in the cornflakes, stir them round, take out a big dollop of chocolate covered cornflakes, put them in the little paper cups, and try not to eat it straight away, and then leave it to cool, and maybe even put them in the fridge, and then go bananas and eat all of them later before anybody else can have them. They're very good, and same works with Rice Krispies. There you are, culinary delights on a walk in the woods. We've got some. I haven't got my glasses on because I'm having to read your comments. So I think they're bluebells. I think I have to get about 2 feet away for them to come into focus. Me, anyway. Yeah, they're bluebells, aren't they? Yes, something like that. Well, no, they're kind of like weird. They're not bluebelly. They're not. There's something anyway that's blue, purpley blue, and spring-like. There was a cuckoo going bananas earlier on. Seems to have gone quiet, or you can't hear it above me waffling on. There is no bis in cookie. Yes. Everybody's right. Oh, I remember that somewhat. I'm not quite sure. I'm looking back at old comments, so it's out of context. It's a very nice area, yes, Peppo. I should recommend it to my son. He would be sort of most impressed with the woodland here. As I say, I'm 30 years here and didn't know it was here. There's nice places near here as well that and you can go for along the River Schelde for a walk, and there's a very picturesque village somewhere near here. I think I did a live stream in a wood from there once, ages ago, from that particular village, which is just about up the road from here. But never knew this place was here. It's not as big as I thought it was going to be. So it'll just be me rabbiting on, trying to sort of squeeze an hour out of it, walking slowly. There's some information signs. What does this mean? There's a big green cross on it. No, there's no information about this. They've decided to take it away. This is an unknown area. They're supposed to be they have animals and things. They used to have animals. Possibly after COVID or something, so they got fed up and got rid of the animals. But there's supposed to be sheep over there. Is this home? It's about 16 kilometres away from my apartment. Yeah, about 25 minutes by car. So yeah, it's Belgium. It's not home. I mean, I don't have a home anymore. I mean, I've lived here 30 years, so technically I suppose this could be called home. But home in England is where my parents live. I've done live streams from there as well. Possibly doing that again in the summer. Yes, but American biscuits are completely different. They're sort of doughy things that you dip in your gravy. Weird. Kimberly is currently in Gifu in Japan and went to a Ghibli park earlier today. So I messaged her and said, "Good afternoon, getting Ghibli with it." She said it was a sort of an Easter weekend treat for herself and her family. When the kids are fine, yes, like, yes, I don't know. Oh, look, another. This is typical of like things that they enthusiastically set up 20 years ago, and then it all sort of like starts to deteriorate. I didn't walk on this bit before. I won't turn the camera the other way because you get in the backs of an industrial estate that backs onto the main road. So it's an interesting combination of hideously ugly and rather nice, which is very typically Belgian. She is kind of making me jealous of her travels, yes. Like, her brother sort of like programmed the itinerary. Usually it's Kimberly who has to sort of think up the itinerary, but her brother decided he was going to do it. And so they've been to Nagano and where else? Gifu and sort of they're near sort of Nagoya at the moment. Ooh, that's a nice tree. Trees. Look at that blue sky. Whoa! Luckily it's like this today. Tomorrow it's apparently going to be cloudy and with possible rain. So that's my weekend. And yes, a new earth installation. It's conceptual. And I'm not quite sure what it's conceptual of. Right, I think I have to go back to the path. I think the cuckoo gave up. It was going bananas, like I said, for about an hour. Probably the surrogate parents brought it some food and it shut up. I'm off work till yes, I have to go back to work on Tuesday. Yes, so unfortunately my work does not take Good Friday off, which would have been good. So, but you know, I'll take what I can get. If I can get a day off on Monday. I mean, who would not like a day off on Monday? Hands up is retired in comment. I don't think there's any... UFO Bob... No, the UFO Bob still works, doesn't he? Why haven't you retired, UFO Bob? Mid to late September. Ah. Yes. I haven't been since... Oh, what are we? 2018. So that's 7 years. Oh, hang on. I haven't got my glasses on, so there appears to be a sign saying something. Don't know what it says. What does it say? This is shows you how short-sighted I am. I have to get this close. Oh right, it's the playwood. All right, with nobody in it, nobody playing. It's for children to play outside, but they're all inside on their devices, or at the seaside because it's Belgium and everybody goes to the seaside over the Easter holiday. Yes, Easter. Used to get my son's Easter eggs. We don't bother anymore. Yeah, have a... So yes, it's a playwood. You can play cowboys and Indians and all kinds of politically incorrect children's games that revolve around violence, mostly, as I seem to remember as a child. I even remember Peter and Jane books. It was always cowboys and Indians or pirates, and you know. I can't remember Peter and Jane's neighbours, but they were always like shooting at each other and firing arrows, and then they went and had tea and cakes. I think you can get Cadbury's cream eggs. It's not a thing here though. Expat. Yes, there's an expat shop in Brussels where I got my mince pies and cake during COVID. Very bizarre place. It's, you know, like things like, you know, you can get your finger of fudge. There, you get a finger of fudge to give your kids a treat. And you can get your Marmite there. Oh dear. Yeah, throwing sticks at each other. There are some children there, but they don't appear to be throwing sticks at each other. They're playing nicely. The potato gun, oh yes. Going down to the corner shop to get caps for your cap gun. I had a potato gun that fired caps and potato bits. Burning hairspray. Okay. What? Cordite. I don't know. Oh, right, hang on, what's this? There's a sort of a building. Oh, that's the bee place. I think is that the bees? Or is it the sheep shed? With the distinct lack of sheep. I was the cool kid. Took me ages to. I think it was second hand, and it took me ages to get hold of one. What I really wanted was this. It was the Winchester rifle that fired caps. That was cool. I never got that. Bee's knees. Oh, this is strange. I'm walking around without my glasses. I'll give you a I've got glasses on my head like an old man, and grey hair like an old man. I can see that. I can't see it. I have to look at your comments like this. Okay. It's sunny, isn't it? Bloody hell! Look at that sunshine. It's spring. Spring has sprung. See, empty fields. Oh, is that a sheep or is that? I can't tell. Is that a sheep? Is it moving? What is it? Is it a sheep? There's a sheep. Let's go and have a look at the sheep. Exciting, isn't it? Yes. Is this more exciting than the castle? Hang on. If you had an orange peel handy and a big pen. Right, hang on. Was that a dart gun? Something. Oh, it is sheep. Hello, sheep. Hairy things. They must have been asleep the last time I came round. I can smell sheep. Sheep and shit. Yeah, there's a good pile of something. Come to Simon for a big pile of shit. lupins or something. Something purple and... Hello! Right. Just not impressed, are you? No. Don't speak English, do you? No. Yep. Whoa. Sheep shit. Okay, that's enough for me without my glasses. Oh dear. Yes. This is what happens when you sort of don't go to sleep till about 1 o'clock in the morning, and then wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. There we go. 91. No, I don't want 91. I want 66. There we are. Oh. I can hear the birds, and I can hear the birds and the cars. It's very rural, isn't it? I put lots of like nature lover type hashtags. It doesn't seem to have brought any more people to the table. I'm getting sunlight on your comments. Oh, your wife just said look old and tired. Well, yes. What do you say? Likewise. Or would you not survive if you said that? So this bit with the fence, with the fenced off bit over here, this is the sort of like the European protected wood that's you know, regarded in high regard, where the animals can do what they like and the trees can do what they like. They can fall over and make a mess and not be tidied up by people. So it's all like supernatural, extra natural. Although some of these trees look like they've been coppiced at some point in their history, so it's not entirely natural. I think they should. At a certain point, they said, right, let's let it be natural. We'll stop working on it. Getting crunchy noises. This is the ASMR stream. I couldn't do an ASMR stream. I wouldn't be able to shut up long enough. Oh, right. That was Kimberly asking how the show was. I don't know if I can't tell her. If I go out, the show just ended because I tried to tell you how good it was. I'll send her pictures later. Oh right, oh yeah. Unfortunately, I can't. Like, if I try to go to Instagram to direct messages, because it's on this phone. If I touch the screen and go away from this, it may go end the stream. So I have to be careful. I think she doesn't mind waiting. Good things can wait. Yes, later. Yes, yes. What time is it now? There, it's only 9 o'clock in the evening there. So she and her brother will have presumably got their drinks in, because they're not staying in the city. or they're staying in a sort of an Airbnb somewhere with their mother, and their mother doesn't approve of going out drinking, so they have to sneak their drinks, she and her brother, when their mother's gone to bed. So later, Kimberly will be indulging in cocktails with their brother, or sake. They got some nice sake, apparently, the other day. Yeah, you'd think, yes, you'd think a nearly 60-year-old man who'd been doing YouTube for more than 10 years would be able to also multitask. But, I mean, I've tried. It didn't work. Just like, you know, when you have a mid-range device that only has I'm not quite sure what the chip is or the CPU is on this phone. If you have more than 3 things going at once, it doesn't like it. I mean, you know, if I was a proper live streamer, I would have a DSLR on a proper gimbal, and I'd have like all kinds of like other devices attached to my gimbal, enabling me to sort of multitask. But, you know, it's a lot of money for, you know, but not a lot of return. Well, let's go and look, there's a pond. My transistors are out of date, yes. Oh, I was watching just like off the record. There's a YouTube channel. It's like an American woman that reviews nightmare fuel, as she calls it. It's like bioengineering projects that she draws people's attention to. And the latest one was a proof of concept, and the idea was to use human stem cells to grow flesh, with internal mechanical components, and they decided that the best way to combine the two was to grow the human flesh in the form of a hairless dog, which then had robot legs or lower legs, and it would eat stuff and poop stuff out to provide energy, and it would have stem cell brain cells connected with microchips to make it aware of its surroundings. It was, God, if I can find that, I'll put a link in Discord, because it's really, really creepy and bizarre and funny. Yes, you really wanted to know that on a live stream in a nature spot. Yes, I hate multitasking. Multitasking for me is like not missing my mouth while eating and watching videos at the same time. That's multitasking. That's the best I can do. Oh, here's the information board that tells you about this woodland play area for animals, free of humans. I should try and interpret it for you. Pepper can just read it because, you know, it's Dutch, so here you are. Coolhem bos. This is the Coolhem bos. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, yeah. Basically, yes. It's you see, protected European. Beschermd means protected European, and recognised as a woodland reserve. And in this woodland reserve, nature can go almost completely undisturbed. doing it as her own thing, and it's not accessible. So there you are. Yes, I'll look in my like YouTube history and see if I can find a link to that channel. It's only like she just does like 3 or 4 minute reviews of like nightmare fuel, like mad scientist bioengineering projects involving like human brain cells and connected to sort of micro bio robots to give them improve their AI awareness kind of stuff. You know, okay, we're doomed. No, it was a rather sort of like a sensible young woman, American woman. Not AI. We go through the gates of doom. Oh yeah, we can see the card. We're going to have a look at the cardboard wild boar on rails in a moment. There you are. Didn't you just come here for that, especially to see the cardboard wild boar on rails? I think it's round here. And there it is. Look, there's a. Apparently, one of the last owners of this place, before it got bought by the parish, sort of must have been in the 1920s or something like that, had a shooting practice area, which was this. So there we are. Look, be careful. Police observational, says here. There we are. There's the wild boar on rails, and you're supposed to stand at the other end with your gun, and the wild boar shoots along here past this gap, and you've got to be able to shoot it. And this bank of earth is for where all the bullets that miss the boar land. I don't think they bother with it anymore. They just rebuilt it to show people, you know, how to shoot cardboard wild boar. I have to go in the shadow of the tree to read your comments. Frankendog. How about some microplastic eating? Yes, there's something like that. It's all sort of, some of it looks to be kind of sensible and useful, and other stuff looks like, hey, we can do this, so let's do it. You know, even if it's, you know, ethically and morally dubious. Oh, we're going to go past the asparagus centre. Aren't you excited? They're building an asparagus centre here, and they're going to, it's for asparagus demonstrations. How you grow asparagus, what is the history of asparagus, what you can do with asparagus. Somewhere here is that global. Oh, so it's over there. Yeah, we'll have to go around. Ethics? What's ethics? What's this? Here's a board without a green cross on it. It tells us what's this. What is this? Oh, it tells us about the wild boar. Yes, like, yeah. Okay. Put up. Have some undergrowth. Do you have undergrowth? Right. This is the, like, as I said, one of the 2 remaining buildings from the the time when the monks were here. This was originally built in the 14th century or something like that. It was a barn, and then half of it got knocked down at some point, and this half, sort of the one without the windows on, was built in sort of the 1980s. And it's now not a barn, but it's like a party hall for like people who have weddings and whatnot. There's what was the old farmhouse, but is now a restaurant. And here we're coming on to that's an orchard planted in the 1990s. I looked at the trees and they all look like gnarled and old, and then I realised, well, yes, 1990s is 30 years ago, so you would look gnarled and old. Here we are. They're working on it. Sort of ultramodern. Can you see the two giant asparagus? There are asparagus. There's definitely asparagus, nothing else. Don't let your imaginations run wild. It's the asparagus centre. This is what it will look like when it's finished. Your children can learn about growing asparagus, and then you have to learn how to earn enough money to go to a restaurant that serves asparagus. Or they could grow it themselves. And here we are, here we have the rows of earth ready for the asparagus. I think you sort of bury it and don't let it, if you let it grow normally, it's a bit like chicory. If you let the plant grow normally and don't adulterate it, it just turns into a sort of bog standard vegetable that nobody's really interested in. But if you sort of cover it up and like poke it about and do things with it, it comes out apparently more tasty. Hey, UFO Bob. I think I was asleep when you were in your car doing your live stream, so I missed it. But here we are. We just looked at a soon-to-be opened asparagus centre. And we're now going to have a look at the bees. Yes, because I'm running out of things to look at. Because I didn't realise this place wasn't that big. Please close the gate. Yeah, okay. For all the people that are like milling around and, you know, sort of going to let the bees escape, because the bees can't get past the gate, you know. Green and orange bushes. You bet the toilets smell in that place. Well, actually, and I've used the toilets twice in that restaurant, and they smell like toilets, sort of like cleaning product. There's a sort of little pergola, sort of random, and then all the kind of plants that bees like. And the bees are all in those hives there. Perhaps you can, if we get closer, you can hear bee noises. Can you hear bee noises? I can hear bee noises. Live action insects on Simon's show. Right, that was the bees. More about the bees I cannot tell you, other than that thankfully there still are some, and haven't quite gone extinct, because if the bees go extinct, then the whole food chain collapses. This would be quite interesting. So the end of humanity because a small insect went extinct. That would be good. No dogs. Dogs and bees don't mix, apparently. That just goes back round to the restaurant. We'll go back this way. I have to read your comments. Have I seen the Bee movie? Kaboom tish. Well, as live streams go, this is like the Bee movie equivalent of live streams. You know, this is like the second feature. This is what you get sort of between the main features and like top YouTubers, and then people with handheld cameras. Right at the bottom feeders, people with their handheld phones filming Charlie bit my finger videos, or dog on a trampoline videos, and then there's this in the middle. The pond. Or is it? It's not. It's just a ditch. It's a ditch. It's not a pond. There's the wood you can't go into. Be aware. Be aggressive. Yes. So this is sort of the edge of the Monk's Park. So, how are you enjoying Dead Monk Park time so far? Actually, I mean, my original plan, out of sort of Thursday evening, I sort of thought, where can I go? What can I do? And I was just surfing. So I just messaged Kimberly and said, "What, any plans for the weekend?" I said, "I have no idea. I can't go and stay anywhere because I've got not enough money. So I'm just going to look to see if there's anything to do over the weekend." I thought, well, I could combine that with doing a live stream. Looked all over Flanders and nothing going on that I could live stream. So I then decided to go to sort of slightly more towards the Ardennes, not too far. And if I took a 2-hour, 3-change train journey, I could have got to a place called Namur, which I've been to before and done live streams from before. But I just happened to discover that they were doing like a folklore festival that they've been doing since 1995. So it's not all that sort of traditional. And I had a quick look on YouTube to see what it was all about. And it was basically giant puppets and people in sort of weird costumes dancing through the streets, sort of thing, with folk music here and there. I thought, oh, maybe, you know, that might be all right. And then I looked at how much it cost for the train ticket and how long it would take me to get there. And I thought, for an hour's live stream, oh, bugger it now. Go somewhere closer to home. Yes, you're in the desert. Well, it's California, isn't it? They have sand dunes here as well, but you have to go to the coast, and there's only a little bit of it, and they're sort of hemmed in by all the ugly coastal buildings. This is sort of the closest to desert you get here, unless you talk about sort of the industrial hinterland, which is also kind of a desert. We've just gone round in a circle. So we're going to now head back to the restaurant because I need to sit down. They might think I'm coming to get another drink or something. But I've spent enough money there. There's me trying to save money, and I've already spent like nearly 30 euros on food. This is nicer. Well, yes, if it rained a bit more consistently and frequently in California, it would kind of look like this, a bit more. Instead, it just burns a lot. Oh, hang on. No, I can now hear a helicopter. I did hear the cuckoo just briefly. I was going to try and shut up and let you hear the cuckoo, but now you can hear the helicopter. Can you hear it? There we go. Yes, sounds of nature. Oh, it's just a little chopper. Okay. Oh, who's got to go? You've got to go, Peppo. Bye-bye. Yes, he didn't fall asleep this time. That's all right. I mean, it was the stream has been soporific enough for that to occur. There was Peppo with his eyes taped up with sellotape, trying not to fall asleep. He's given up now. He's probably just going to go and fall asleep. There's a bench. I could sit on the bench, but then I'd be in the sun. Let's go this way. Oh, you live near the white horses on the hill. Oh, that one. Right, cool. This sort of like abstract Iron Age white horse thing. Or is it a more recent one? Pure mud, yes. Yes, it's thawing now in Saskatchewan. That's what's like the permafrost of the past couple of months. It's now decided to thaw and turn the ground, which, you know, when you sort of like infuse the ground with ice and then it thaws, yes, it will turn to mud. I've got to go shopping after this. Excitement, eh? I've got to get stuff for tea tonight. Bread, basically. I've got to get some bread. What else have I got to get? Milk. That's how exciting is my weekend? Oh, that's a bit weird. Oh no, somebody just put a stick in it. I thought it was growing, but it's just somebody put a stick in there. Okay, put it back. Oh, it's like several horses. Okay. All right. Not quite sure. Some animal making a funny noise over there. I'm not quite sure what it is. It doesn't sound particularly happy. This is a weird tree. Very knobbly tree with not many branches. Still alive. There's still sort of like bits of it alive. Like that bit there. Bit like this show, really. It's not got all its branches and bits of it are still alive. Oh dear. Ah, that's the delivery, yes. My sister gets Tesco deliveries, but I mean, they do live in a sort of like, you know, village, like, that's half an hour drive from the nearest like supermarket. So and she's like always busy. So I never had food delivered like that. I never had groceries delivered. The thing with delivered groceries is, like, you know, I just want, like, can you get me, like, a couple of tomatoes and 3 potatoes, you know, and you know, a van comes along with a tiny carrier bag. It's a bit, you know, not very eco-friendly. What the fuck is going on? Shut up. Or learn to be a bit more... What a weird noise. You know, I'm just imagining vids of your mum with like one of those Amazon drone deliveries. Coming, dropping like can't get more than like 10 feet off the ground, the drone delivery, because it's got a crate of White Claw underneath. people in Vids' street going, all right, it's new delivery. Stepping out of the way of the drone as it struggles. Hell, I'm lost. Where am I going? I think, do I have to go back over that way? No, I have to go this way. Yeah. It's spring, lots of animals finding mates. It's the mating call of the lesser knackered sheep. Three to 15 days. By that time, people will have raided the crate. And its batteries will have run out. It will have crashed somewhere in the vast plains of Saskatchewan. I'm lost. Oh, I think I'm going the wrong way. Where the hell am I? I'm trying to get back to that restaurant place. Is that it over there? I can't tell. I think it is. I can just see it. No, that's a motorway. Oh, Adelabart is still here. Hey. No, I think I went the wrong way. Hang on, I have to put my glasses back on. That might help. Right. Where's that? No, that's the motorway. Nope. Let's go back this way. I took a wrong turn. This live stream ends up on the middle of the motorway. This week on the show, we're dodging death. So I've got 2 minutes to get back to before the live stream ends. I think can we cut through the woods? I don't know. I don't know about cutting through the woods. I could get even more lost. Do it, says the audience. No, says Simon. Let's go. Perhaps we should have gone over that bridge. Yes, possibly, yes. Go over to the bridge and to the... Yes. Okay. Yes, supposed to have gone over the bridge. Over the muddy ditch. And back that way. I think I can vaguely see buildings through the trees. Yes, there's the restaurant. So I hope you felt suitably refreshed from nature, greenery, birdsong, wind in the leaves, helicopters, traffic, rutting animals. Yes. Yes, I was the troll on the bridge. Hooray, civilization. Okay, we're back. I'll go through the herb garden. Can you get through? No. I'll go around. Can we go around that way? Avoid noisy children. So here's the corner of the abbey. And this hedge is where the wall was, and there's the other. It was quite small, really. Can't have been that many monks. Oh, here's the frog pond. Apparently there are frogs in here somewhere. If you spot one, give me a shout. As I can't see any. There's a sort of one made of woven iron. Okay. Right. And this is the model. I wanted to show you this. This is the model of what the original abbey and the buildings look like, based on archaeological research. So sort of where that herb garden was. That's so you can imagine that was a corner, and that was a corner, and that was a corner. And sort of that pond was there, the big pond. That all got knocked down in the 1820s. We sold off. Right, I'm just going to put you on the wall here, or I'll sit on this bench and sign off. Hang on, no, I have to go in the dark because I can't see your comments. Hang on, that's this like arty sculpture thing. Okay, sit here. Oh. Crunch. Right, hang on. There we go. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Hang on. Takes glasses off to read comments. It's Abbey. Put your feet up, yes. It's a bit small, yes, there's mini monks. That's why they died, because they got squashed, people stood on them. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Anybody who's new to this channel and this live stream, this is what you're going to get probably every week. Utter nonsense. Current audience seems to enjoy it. Next week, no idea what I'm going to do next week. It's nearly May next week, isn't it? Oh, it's still April. It's the end of April. Well, we'll see what we can do. But anyway, thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm going to go do my shopping.